Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video I will be telling you guys why I started this channel. Basically, when I was 4 years old, I wanted to be a model, and when I was in the 4th grade, I actually got the opportunity to go to this modeling agency, and they were like, showing me around, and they're like, this is what you're going to be doing and everything, and they sat down with my parents and whatever, and I just remember I was just like, wow, it was like your dreams are like laid up like right there on the table for you. And I remember plans didn't fall, like they didn't go through. And I was like, I was kind of bummed out, obviously, because, that's like your dream. And I was in the 4th grade. So, I was just kind of like, oh my gosh, kind of thing, blah, 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 blah. So, I wasn't like completely upset because I knew like I still believed in myself that I, was going to make it one day. So, fast forward, in middle school. I used to do my friends' hair and my makeup. Even throughout high school, I used to do their hair and their makeup. And this inspired me to want to become a makeup artist for famous people. And I remember, like, I would do their hair and their makeup for, like, pep rallies, for just picture days, for just normal days, for school dances. That was just kind of like my thing. Like, I remember like they would come over and I would have like a chair set up for them, and I would be doing their hair and their makeup and everything, and we would talk about like boys, about life, about what's going on, and kind of thing. And it was just like really cool to have, like, so then in high school, I believe like 9th or like 10th grade, they show you like all these programs that you can get into your last 2 years of high school, and they had cosmetology, and I was like, I have to be in that one, like I have to do it, like I'm already so good at it, like I really don't even need the program, but whatever. So I signed up for it or whatever, and it took me a while to get in. Actually, like I didn't get in right away, which I thought that was a big sign from like God, like telling me like, no, like I don't want you to do this, like I destined you to do something so much greater in life, not that that's not great, but I'm just saying, like, for me personally. So I remember, I think this was like pep rally day, and I remember I got called down to my counselor's office, and I went in, and she didn't even seem happy for me. She was just kind of like, okay, you got in. And I was like, okay, rude. So then as I was walking, I was just kind of like, it was settling in, but I still wasn't happy. Like, I didn't understand why. I was just kind of like, why am I not happy? Like, this is a good opportunity for me. Like, what the hell's going on here? Like, why am I not feeling happy? So, so this was 10th grade. So in 11th grade, you actually start the program. And I just remember, like, right when I started the program, I just felt like something was missing. Like, I wasn't happy. Like, I remember I was sitting there and I was like, I would rather be in math. And for those of you that don't know, math to me is a sin. I don't like math. I despise math, okay? So for me to sit there and like think about me being in math class, that was definitely a big sign, like, yo girl, you ain't supposed to be here. So you start the program like the first day of school. So you start school like what, in August? So it took me a month to get out of this. It took me like a month to like really like the fact that I could actually get out of this program. So I started talking to my counselor, and I started talking to my cosmetology teacher, and I was like, look, like I don't want to do this. Like I just don't want to do this anymore. Like, it's not for me. It's not what I wanted to do or anything like this. And like, it is what I wanted to do, but I think like when I went in, and there was just like my happiness was missing, like, and I don't want to be that person that goes into work, and is miserable, because if you're miserable every day at work, you're going to be miserable for the rest of your life, okay? And that's not what I do. Like, if I don't like something, like, I have to just like leave it, So I left it at that. And then the day that I started my new classes at my school, because you had to go to a different school for this program. So when I remember the day that I started like my full actual like class, this is the where I met the guy that broke my heart, and I made a video on it and whatever like that. Like, so I just kind of felt like it was just like I avoided to take all my feelings from the program that I like, because I was still pissed off at myself for it, and then I just kind of like channeled that into this relationship, and even though like I didn't do anything wrong or anything like that, but like I was just like so completely like into this dude that I just kind of forgot all about, my feelings for this. So as you guys know, like we went on and on and on and on and off every other day. So one of the days that we broke up, probably like the third or fourth time, I remember I was on YouTube and I like typed in like how to get over like a breakup or whatever, and I didn't know that YouTube was a place where people uploaded videos. I just thought it was a place for music and music videos. So I was sitting there and I watched this girl and she was like talking about heartbreak and how she was going through it or whatever, and like da da da. And I remember I paused halfway through the video and I was like, I have to do this. And it was so crazy because it was like something lit up inside all of the darkness that I was going through. It was just like this was like a light, you know, and it was just like, wow, like I have to do this because I always love to help people. I always love to give advice. I always like to, you know, give positive advice and that kind of thing. So for me, I always gave my friends that, you know, and I was the go-to person like for your hair, your makeup, your advice. Okay, it was like all three, and food. So four. So so that was just like how I was. So for me, watching this girl talk and, you know, I was just like, oh my gosh, like I can help so many different other people with like, you know, whatever advice like they need help with, or like, you know, whatever situation they're going through, like I can like help them, you know. Disclaimer to all of my videos, like sometimes it may not work for you, sometimes it may work for you, okay, either way I am not responsible, okay, but that's just, you know, how it is. So anyway, so now we are moving into my senior year of high school. Excuse me. So now we were moving into my senior year of high school. And I remember I was sitting there and I was like talking this one day about like I'm gonna drive around in a cheetah print Lamborghini and I was gonna own like this big house and, you know, I'm gonna be like famous and everything like that. And I remember my teacher was writing in green marker on the board and she was like, no, she goes, you're not going to be anything like that. She goes, you're probably going to work like a basic 9 to 5 job. Like, it's not going to be anything special, like blah, blah, blah. Like, you're not living in, she's like, you're not living in reality. You're living in like this whole fantasy thing. She goes, you're not 4 or 5 years old. Like, you need to grow up kind of thing. And I was just like, oh, girl, like, you a hater. I was like, you know what happens to haters? They turn into fan. 99.9% of the time, your haters will one day turn into your fans. And I was like, that's gonna be you. So I remember like I signed my signature and I was like, here's my autograph, one day it's gonna be worth a lot, okay? And she was like, do your work, blah blah blah, like you need to like you need a reality check and everything like this. And I was like, just because your dreams didn't come true don't mean you gotta, you know, be a Debbie Downer on mine, okay? So so there was that. So really no one believed in me. Like I think a lot of people were like surprised, like, you know, that they were like so like surprised that I like had so much belief in myself that they were like, yeah, I don't even need to believe in you because you already believe in yourself that much, you know. But I remember like every time a person said you're not going to be good enough, you're not going to make it, like you're not tall enough, you're not this enough, you're not whatever enough, you know, I just remember be like, I'm going to prove you wrong. And you're gonna know it, and one day you're gonna be like, I was so wrong about her, and you know, and then you're gonna ask for my autograph. I'm gonna be like, no. But yeah, so anyway, so I had people tell me like no, and like no, like what are you doing, like that's not a real job kind of thing, and like whatever. So a few months after that, my English teacher from my 9th grade actually was like talking to me or whatever, and she was like, we were catching up or whatever, and she was like, you know, you're graduating soon, like, what are your plans? And I was like, I'm gonna go to college. I just don't know, like, what for. Like, I was like, I think I'm doing this. I think I want to do this and this and this and this. I sat in her office, and she gave me, like, this whole folder filled with, like, all these jobs that I was, like, talking about or whatever. And as I was, like, talking, I remember she was sitting there like this. Like, her hand was, like, on the desk, and she was just like this, just, like, looking at me. And she was like, can I tell you something? And I was like, sure, what is it? And she was like, I can't see you doing anything but being a cosmetologist. She's like, just the way that you do your hair, the way that you do your makeup, the way that you're always matching. And then she was like, just your presence itself, like your presence makes people feel good about themselves. And she's like, you know, you could be standing in like a whole room and it, you know, like you can just make people feel good about themselves. And I was like, thank you, you know, but I was like, I I really respect your opinion and, you know, thank you for everything that you said or whatever. But I was like, I was like, excuse my language. I was like, I'm still pissed off at myself for, you know, letting that program go, but I was like, I wasn't happy. Like, I didn't want to be miserable every single day of my life. Like, you know, I was like, that's not me. I was like, you do things that make you happy because that makes you feel like you're living when you're happy, you know? And she was like, yeah, you know, whatever. And she was like, I'm just saying, like, maybe, like, you'll want it, like, later on in life or whatever. I was like, I don't know, like, if I didn't want it now, like, why the hell am I going to want it later? So, anyways, so I graduate and everything. My graduation party's at Olive Garden. I get dehydrated, like, I think, like, it was, like, a few weeks later or so, I get dehydrated. And at this point, I wanted to be a nurse, an RN. And I remember, like, when I was in the hospital or whatever, this is when, like, my germophobia definitely started, like, it was already there, but this is when it definitely started to kick in a lot more. So I remember I was sitting there, and I just, like, I got, like, really, like, you know, I was, like, having, like, all these, like, weird thoughts and everything, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, germs. So I couldn't do that because, you know, you work in a hospital, and, you know, everyone's, like, ill and whatever, and I could not do that. So I was just like, screw that. So then I was just like, next job. So I kept looking into all these jobs and everything, like this. Finally go to school and everything. And I remember when I went to school, I still didn't know what I wanted to do. But I went there, you know, because I didn't want to waste time or anything like that. So I went to school or whatever, and this one day I was sitting in my sociology class, and we were supposed to be writing something, I don't know, we were supposed to take notes or whatever, and out of nowhere, my mind just, like, flooded with thoughts. And mind you, when I was like, what, like 17 when I first watched my first YouTube video, and it inspired me to want to make videos. I never told anyone about this whole YouTube thing. I never said anything to anyone. It was just kind of to myself. So when I was sitting that day in sociology, and I just started writing, and like, I legit could not pull, like, my hand away. Like, it just kept writing by itself. And it was like, this idea, like, got this idea from this idea, and it was just like one idea led to another, and I had, you know, like, my channel name and the description, and then, like, just so many different things, and I just kind of felt like, oh my gosh, like, you can be at, like, a dark place in your life, and somehow, like, light will find a way, you know? And so for some of you guys, you're gonna be like, yo, this ain't even a big deal or whatever, but to me it is, because when you're a planner like myself, and especially, like, things that are important, like your career in life, when they keep falling through, and, like, every time you keep thinking something, like, something else just, like, punches you in the face, and it's like, no, not today, or like, no, you're not gonna be good at this, like, no, you can't do this, like, no, this is gonna be too hard, like, no, you're gonna spend 10,000 years at school, you know, kind of thing. It definitely, like, gets me mad, because, like, I'm such a planner. You know, if you guys didn't know, I am a big planner. So yeah. So I had wrote all these thoughts down or whatever, and then I went home, I took my nap, and I told my mom, I was like, Mom, look, like, I can make videos, whatever. She's like, just stay in school, you know, you can do this, like, for fun and everything like that, but I definitely want you to stay in school and stuff. And I was like, yeah, sure, no thing. I was like, yeah, sure, no problem, and whatever. And then I knew I wanted to help and inspire people, you know, because I think sometimes, like, when things go wrong, or, like, when things start to go wrong, I don't think it means, like, they're not meant to be, you know. It's just, sometimes it's just, like, the universe wants to see how bad you want it, you know. And I definitely did want to help people. I just didn't know, like, what way. Like, did I want to be a therapist? Did I want to be a psychologist? Did I want to be a nurse? Did I want to be, you know, a model and to inspire people, kind of thing? You know, the modeling dream is still number one, okay? But that's just how I think I see it, you know. And that's why I wanted to start YouTube, because, you know, when I watched all the people that I watch and everything like that, I was like, wow, like, they have, like, you know, they help people, you know, who are going through situations in life, you know. And sometimes you want to go to your friends and you want to go to your family, but you just feel like they're not going to listen, or they're going to tell you that sucks, or they're going to tell you, you know, oh, like, get over it, like, you know, whatever, like, move on from it. And I know, because I've been there. Like, my friends, like, no offense, I love y'all to death and everything like this, but, you know, sometimes when I, like, tell my friends something or whatever, they'd be like, oh, like, that sucks or something, and I'd be like, I know, that's what I'm telling you. And it's just like, I get where they're coming from, because they would always be like, you know, like, I don't know what to say, like, I'm not good at this advice thing, like, you are, like, you're good at that, you know? And I realized that because, like, you know, looking back, you know, at my friends and stuff, like, I am good at giving advice and positive advice. And again, this may work for you, this may not work for you, but the bottom line is that I want to help people. I want to reach a grander audience. I want to inspire people. Like, you know, that video that I saw when I was 17, talking about like heartbreak and whatever, that inspired me to want to help others. And that's why I want to start this channel. That's why I started this channel. So that way I can help you guys in your situations, you know, your life, you know, things in your life, you know, a breakup, whatever the case may be. And I'm obsessed with relationships, if you guys haven't noticed. I'm obsessed with, you know, especially like boyfriend, girlfriend, you know, fiance relationships, husbands and wives kind of relationships. Only because I feel like when you guys get, like, when us humans, when we get heartbroken, that's like the raw emotion, and that's what I really like to see. I know it's a crazy sick, but like that's just how I don't know, it's just something about, you're just so vulnerable. You just I don't know, like, I just can't explain it, but I just want people to be inspired. Like, I want you guys to see, like, I want someone to see my video and be like, oh my god, like, this girl inspired me to, you know, be more confident, or to, you know, talk to the guy that I like, or whatever. Now I'm crying, I don't know why I'm crying. That kind of thing, you know. I just want to inspire people, because I just feel like, you know, God destined me to do something like really great in life, and I think helping people is like the most greatest thing that I can do. And like, I'm not gonna let anything stop me, like, you know. Why? I told myself I wasn't gonna cry. But yeah, like, I don't know, like, I just have like, I don't know, I just have like a thing for helping people, I guess. I just like, I don't know, like, I just wanna, you know, inspire someone to do better, and to like not give up on their dreams, you know. And F the people that say, oh, you can't do this, or you can't be this, or, oh my god, I'm sorry. Anyways, you know, just screw them, you don't need them, you just need to believe in yourself. And along with that, I believe in you, you know, I believe that you can do whatever the hell you want to do in life, you know. Just don't give up, because if you give up, like, why do you have to give up, you know? I definitely, well, my god, I'm so sorry I went like so emotional on you guys, but you know, we are family, okay? We get to see each other like this, okay? Anyways, I hope you guys stay true to who you are. I hope you guys love yourselves. I hope you guys don't ever give up on your dreams. I hope you guys, you know, just really take the time to follow your heart and follow your dreams, and